I was gonna say, I think to your point earlier about fear, I think that's why I struggled with or still kind of struggle with the whole friendship piece, because it's like the fear of somebody maybe misjudging your character or something like that, or fear of not being accepted. So then you spend so much time trying to like do things to make other people happy. It's the same behavior, but it showed up for y'all in a relationship. But for me, it's like in the friendship. You know what I mean? And I think fear, but also when I was younger, everybody gets roasted, everybody gets bullied. You know what I mean? But I feel like I didn't know how to deal with that at first. Yeah. So then that turned into me thinking like, damn, this person might not like me, and then it's just like stuck with me the whole way.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
And you never got over that feeling from that person.
From that, from those people, not realizing that like, yo, like this is what kids do. You know what I'm saying? Like we just joke on each other, and all I had to do was just joke back. Like it wasn't even ever personal. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of what influenced the fear of accepted or wanting to be accepted by friends too.
You know what I love about elderly people? They don't give a damn.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially in the LA Fitness gym. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I am who I am. I said what I said, and that's it. I'm not going back and forth with you. Yeah. Honestly, I can't wait till I get to that point in life where, this is just it. Well, I feel like I am. Technically, I feel like, all right, listen, this is who I am. Take me as I am. If not, well, go ahead, brother.
Well, I wouldn't go to the extreme of some of the older generation, because some of them be wrong and strong and be like, yo, you can't be saying stuff like that. You can't be doing stuff like that, right? But I think coming back to your point, and also the point that I made in terms of fear, I think, getting over that fear, it's something that's going to take time, right? But you have to be intentional about it. And I mean, at some point, I think for the podcast, we got to talk about, friendships and that whole piece. But that fear of how I'm going to be viewed or how I'm going to be treated based on who I am, I always take myself back to, why was I able to stand firm on who I was when everybody was telling me back in them like, yo, bro, like, why you waiting to get married? That don't make no sense. Like, why are you doing that? You don't have to, right? So I'm getting all of these ideas, but the main reason I wasn't afraid to go about it the way I did is because, one, I believed in why I was doing it, right? And as long as I believed in why I'm doing it, and I also understood at that age, like, people are going to make certain decisions regardless of what I think about it, right? If somebody want to be in the streets running it up, I could be like, yo, you shouldn't do that. Guess what? They could still do it. Yeah. And they're not going to lose sleep or whatever. So then why should I now try to change this because everybody else is telling me, right? And if you're my friend, you will understand this is how I'm going about it. And if you can't, to your point, is like, it is what it is, right? My issue was I only had that confidence and I didn't have that fear when it came to friends. Yeah. But in relationships, it's a whole different ballgame because now it's like, not saying that relationships were more important than friendships to me, but I think I was used to having friendships for so long, whereas relationships was kind of like a newish territory. Because when I was young, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends and stuff. You got your little crush, I like you, you like me, whatever. But for me, especially coming from living back home to here, that transition was hard. I was barely just trying to make friends for the first couple of years, right? Accent and all that back then, getting made fun of, picked on and all that stuff. My main focus was, okay, I just want to fit in, right? Not so much find a girl, but like, I just want to fit in. So I spent a lot of years of my life focused on that. Even when I met Sean, even when I met Schemes, right, during high school, that was a period of my life where I'm like, yo, I need to fit in terms of what's happening around me. Because at the time, that was what was important to me. So then I got used to that. And I got confident in that because experience with friendships, experience with school, experiencing with the hood dudes, the nerds, you know what I'm saying? Now it's comfortable. Now, okay, I'm going to be myself. Because I have experience in this. Whereas relationships, it was kind of new. So it's like, what I got to do. And fun fact, when I first came here, I tried that, what I got to do with friends. And I learned real quick, kids are mean, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kids are real mean. So when I came, it's like I learned real quick. It's like, nah. You can't do that with friends because they going to do all that and just pick on you and all that. So you know what I'm saying? You got to figure it out. So, yeah, I think it's just not being afraid and understanding it's okay to be who you are, regardless of what that looks like.
And the communication part, right? And I think I feel like I've told you that, I don't know if I said this to you, but BZ said this to me several years ago. We was going through, not me and him particularly, but one of our other boys. And I love BZ to death for this because I feel like it helped me grow in an instant.
BZ, by the way, is a mutual friend of a couple of ours.
BZ, shout out to you, my brother. But he had said to me, he was like, yo, I had taken some time and I started to reach out to people because I realized it was the fear of things that were unsaid that let negativity fester in relationships and let them fall to the wayside. Sometimes you don't even realize why your friendships fall off, but you're too scared to be the first person to be like, yo, what happened? Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation because I didn't realize that we had a little bit of tension. Mm-hmm. And we're both Libras, super positive, but there was a little bit of tension. But because we both would be like, nah, we good. We kept saying we were good and we weren't. Mm-hmm. And when he came to me, he was the mature one that came to me and be like, yo, bro, here's how I felt about XYZ. Mm-hmm. This is how it made me feel. I wasn't mad enough to come talk to you about it. And I sat there and I was like, yo, bro, did not realize this is how what you did made me feel. And I didn't think it should bother me too much. So I didn't want to bring it up. And how many times have we had something happen and now I hate using the word toxic masculinity, but it's just a weird masculine thing where like, we shouldn't be bothered by this. Yeah. But nah, F that. It bothered me. Let me bring it up, but not let me bring it up to attack. Yeah. And I think that's the fear too. Yeah. You're scared that you may start talking about something that triggers you and you don't want to attack the person because you know it shouldn't bother you that much. But it did. Yeah. But you never know when you bring it up. Scheme's going to be like, yo, bro, I didn't know that my fault. And now you spend a year tiptoeing around a conversation and all schemes say, well, yo, my fault, I didn't mean to. But that's a part of it, right? That goes with the fear. So now, to me, I think why I'm so solid in my friendships and who I am in my friendships is because I try to keep it a buck, right? I'd rather take a moment, take a step back and come to you and be like, yo. And I always preface this, right? And I say this because I'm confident. I say, yo, you my boy. I love you, but here's what's going bang, bang, bang. Yeah. And you go take it how you take it, but I always preface it with love first. Yeah. And then that's so you know. Hopefully
it's coming from a good place.
It's coming from a good place. Take off your guard a little bit. I may trigger you because I'm also, I know I get a little rah-rah sometimes, but it's always coming from a good place, right? So it goes back to the communication. You've, interestingly enough, found a sweet spot when you're talking to your lady. Yeah. Right?
Singular lady. One.
That you maybe haven't found with some of your boys, and maybe because of that fear of just like, yo, keep it in a buck, and then also being okay with whatever direction it goes.
Yeah, see, that's the thing for me.
Because that's the difference. You got to be okay to let go.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like the analogy that I like to use is just like the president. You know what I'm saying? The presidents.
Which one?
All of them. Right, like I mean, this is a complex definition, but just for the sake of the example, right? Go with what I'm saying. The president's job is to make everybody in the United States happy, right? Like one of their jobs,
which is
allegedly, right? Like
allegedly,
like it's deeper than that. But as your job, you run in a country and you're supposed to make me happy about, or you're supposed to make everybody happy about all of their own individual situations, wants, and needs, right? So it's like I'm seeing myself as that in friendships, and it's just like, how can you? That's impossible. You know what I mean? And it's that fear of like, damn, if I say this, then it might go in a direction where maybe we're not friends anymore. Right. So I'll hold off and then just like maybe not say anything. You know what I mean? But it's a work in progress. I think for relationships, I always broke it down to myself like, yo, we're one. But at the end of the day, like I can only be the best version of myself to give to you if I'm doing the things that I like or that fuel me. You get what I'm saying? So in order to better communicate these things, you know, that's how I've always started the conversation. Like me doing this is, which sounds toxic as hell, right? Like I'm going to the club and just looking at women so that me and you could be good. You know, that's just a joke.
That's nuts. Allegedly.
No, but
the OGs will tell you building your appetite for when you go home.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Would say.
No,
Like
but
the man watching porn while his wife in the bed.
no, but in all seriousness, it's like, you know, you do like whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's being in the studio or whatever the case may be. It's like, you know, these things are important to you, and in order to be the best for the relationship, it's like I have to do these things for me. Now, obviously, I'm gonna scale back on it a little bit because I can't do it for 6 hours because now it's split time. Yeah. But that's what's always helped me and be successful in the relationships, communicating it like that. Like, yo, I gotta do this so that we could be good.
Do you guys feel as if your identity fluctuates based on if you're married, having children, or any of those things? Or maybe if you were once single, you're the single man in the group, and now you're in a committed relationship. Do you think that your identity kind of shifts in some aspects?
I feel like it has to.
It has to.
Yeah. If you're not growing, you're stagnant, and that's a quicker path to 6 feet under, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's something that I think about, especially the marriage and kids, because I haven't had any kids and I haven't been married yet. But that's one thing that I think about. Yeah, like how things change, because it's different. It's just hearing from y'all experiences and just like my friends' experiences. Just like, yo, when you got family, like you said, something happened in the house, you're doing everything you can to get back, make sure your family's good. You know what I mean?
Well, sorry to cut you off. I could tell you that, well, for me personally, my friendships have changed since having kids. A lot of friends that I've had in the past, you know, now that I have children, I may not have them now. Maybe because some of these friendships I've had, you know, we spend time running around to the club or going to the bar or hanging out here and there. Now I can't do that as often as they probably would like me to. So sometimes when you get married, well, I'm not married, but I could only imagine. But I can only speak from the kids aspect. Now that I have kids, a lot of friendships that I once have has dwindled. I can say that. How has it been as a married person?
So for me, I think there's going to be an evolution of your identity. But look at it this way. When you're in high school to college, there's obviously a change, right? Based on your environment, right? High school, they calling you, make sure you do your work. College, they not calling you, right? So there's that evolution of who you are. You have to become more responsible, right? When it comes to relationships and friendships, depending on the friendships that you have, right? If you surround yourself with a bunch of friends that are career-driven, you know, focused, buying homes, investing in all that stuff, you tend to morph into an evolution of who you currently are to fit that environment. Otherwise, you feel like you don't belong, right? And it's okay, right? Especially if you're in an environment you want to be in, right? Same thing in a relationship, right? You're going to evolve into who you need to be to fit the needs of that environment. Once again, if you want to be in that environment, right? The problem that I feel like happens is people are evolving to become someone in environments that they should not be in, right? Or with people they should not have that connection and tie to, friends or relationships, right? Like, and I think discretion, discernment, maturity, and understanding allows you to look at, okay, who am I not just today? Because when we talked about identity in that first episode, right, we said it's a process, right? You reinvent yourself over time, you grow over time, right? As you're doing that, if the relationships or if the environments, right, because the environments could be environment of relationship, environment of friendship, environment of work, whatever. If the environment is not conducive to where you're trying to get to, right, you should not be shifting to fit that environment. You should only shift to fit the environment that is conducive for where you want to go, right? And if you do that, then the relationships that you need to be in, they're going to feel more real, more genuine, more authentic, because you're able to be who you need to be in those environments that you want to be in. Same thing for relationships, right? Me, if I had someone at the time when I decided, okay, I'm going to build the rest of my life with you, because a lot of people, they talk about marriage, they don't really understand what that means or what it's supposed to mean. It's like forever, till death do us part, right? I am making a commitment to now morph into a version of myself that is connected and intertwined with you for the rest of my life. I don't get to change my mind 3 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to change my mind when, my job is hard, pandemic, you know what I'm saying? I don't get to change, right? Because I made that long-term commitment. Now, if you're making that long-term commitment in an environment that does not take you where you want to go, it becomes turmoil. You know what I'm saying? Your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, they start to now feel stifled instead of supported, right? And now you're in a situation where it's like, yo, I can't be myself. You feel like you can't be myself because who I'm becoming is not who I even want to be, because I'm in an environment that I don't want to be in. But now I'm stuck here, right?
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
And you know what you said also, because I had that issue too, Scheme, where certain people started dropping off. And if I'm keeping it stack, we keep it stacked on this podcast, right? It's really gal. A lot of gal start dropping like flies, even gal I didn't deal with. And I was saying to myself, like, dang, what happened? It's because I got serious with my shorty. And I started to realize that things that I thought I cared about, I didn't really care as much about, or they weren't important. And then you start to realize some of these supposed relationships were extremely surface. Like I myself, you guys know me, very well. Drew, you're getting to know me a lot better. And I'm very fun, but also like I'm very serious and I'm very big on growth. And I like to have like deep conversations. We can BS all the time. And I think with every person I've been fortunate enough to interact with, we've had moments of crossing that threshold. I was consistent and maybe they weren't. So now when I start to grow and change and adjust, you can't really change with me because I've changed something in my lifestyle that you can't compute. So if it's not about parties, you
ain't got nothing to talk about.
Have something to talk to me about, even though when we did party, we did have moments where we would cross, right? Got love for all my DJ friends, but there are some dudes who I used to be with all the time, and we've had great eye-opening moments where I've learned a lot about them. That's just me. I ask questions. I'm not only just talking about music because we hanging out. Yo, what's going on with you? Oh, I didn't know that your family was. Da-da-da. But once I start to separate, I didn't see that same reciprocation. So I wish you well, but like we not on the phone, we not chatting because you still out doing your thing in the streets, single, doing your party life. And I'm still doing parties and doing other stuff, but like I have my family. So now I look forward to shooting the shit with y'all, but then also somehow getting into some kind of deep discussions, whether it's about family, life, investments, how I'm trying to progress. And that's not where your mind is at. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's also probably why those relationships fizzle out, because the foundation wasn't solid to begin with. It was very surface, right? And then it goes back to the proximity statement you made, right? College, even work. You leave work, you out with these people every day, bro. You leave work, within a few months, all of a sudden you like, yo, how's so-and-so? I don't know. I hope they're good. I think I seen them on Facebook. They might have got married. Yeah. But, Instagram, Facebook, damn, I sound old. Instagram, they might have got married. You know what I'm saying? But it's no beef. But the reality is, like, what kept y'all close in the first place? You see what I'm saying? So I think it's okay, and I will continue to go. My theme for this will be it's okay to let go. You know, and I find the older we get, the closer my circle gets, the richer I feel. You know what I mean? Because I know who I can call on, who really gonna hold it down. I don't gotta speak to y'all every day to know I can call y'all on a dime and be like, yo, this is going down. Even if y'all can't come, like, what you got for me?
Yeah.
And y'all will have something for me. There are people who are not in my presence anymore who I wouldn't even think twice about. Cool.
And you can also be yourself.
Yeah. That's the best part.
Authentically
That's the best
you.
part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to put up a facade or be a character, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
I'm trying to graduate to y'all level, man.
Listen, we didn't start here. And like I said, you know, these gentlemen here, they have the benefit of having kids, right? So I don't have that insight from that, right? SB got the benefit of having a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the benefit of that experience of having one and it not working out, right? So I think, you know, even for you, Drew, you know, because there's probably people who's going to listen to this like, well, I ain't there yet. I ain't go through that. I ain't going through that. I listened to a speaker and he said something so profound, and I love this statement. I will say it every time. It's like, if you could learn what it took us this long to learn, now you will get a lot further, a lot faster than we did, right? Because you're almost starting ahead of the curve, right? Yeah. You don't got to get to 33 to figure out what I learned in 33 years. If you learn it in 30 or 29 or 25. Same thing for anybody listening. If you 18, take stock, right? Because if at 18 you can learn what it took a combination of over 100 years in this room of experience, different experience, but at 18, if you get 100 years of experience at 18, imagine when you hit 21.
Yeah.
And that's what the OGs be trying to tell us, bro. And you know, and sometimes we just really don't listen. And I don't think I would ever take back who I'm becoming for who I was, bro. Yeah. God forbid, I'm gonna say it 3 times. God forbid my shorty leave me for some stupid reason. I'm not going backwards. Yeah. Like I'm so much more a better man now than I was. And I wish I was a fraction of the man I am now. Then. Because even the way I handled women, I feel like I always consider myself a good guy, but there are some ladies, and you know, it's not like I'm sitting here ruining people's lives, but there are a few where I could have just done better. You know what I'm saying? And not even because I wanted to go back or I want to be with them. I just could have been better. Like, I know I could have been a better person. A better man. And the man I am now would have handled them with care a lot better. Or I would have even handled certain friendships better and with more courage. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I really feel like I've gained so much from being a parent and being an intentional partner. And I think it's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, being a parent is a little tiring. But like, besides that, I would not trade it for the world. And like I said, I will hope to share my gems with brothers like yourself, especially who aren't there yet, because like, you always want to be better than you were yesterday, and you don't realize that until tomorrow. Tomorrow. You know, so if anybody listening, bro, like, that really should be the goal. Like, you know, I was always a vibes man, but like, if I can take a fraction of the way that I try to care for my lady now, even when I was on vibes back then, I would have just avoided certain gal as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could have had such fulfilling interactions versus like living for the moment and trying to play a character. And I still would have had a great time. We still would have bare stories, but maybe they would have ended a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And I could sleep a little better at night for certain things. So
I feel that.
You feel me? You know,
I feel that.
Hopefully that resonated with folks, because I think about it sometimes and I'm like, you are right there, bro. But it's okay because you're here now. You know what I mean?
I think that's a nice sum up, man. I don't got nothing else other than my little quote that I'm going to hit from Chat GPT. So when y'all ready, y'all give me the thumbs up, and I'm going to say it. I could do me?
Do you, man.
All right. Nah, this was powerful. I love this. But without further ado, without purpose, vision, you just a blind man with a map and directions, but no destination. All right, y'all. We out.
Wow. Peace.
Bow.